In this video, I'm going to show you how to bleed the power steering system on this Honda Accord. Typically you do this after doing some sort of job in regards to the power steering, and now you have air in the lines and not fluid, so you want to get that air out. This also serves as a guide on how to basically partially drain and fill your power steering system if you just want to keep that fluid fresh and maintain the system. Let's get started. In the engine compartment, you'll see the power steering fluid reservoir on the passenger side, right near the washer fluid tank. It's got a red cap on it, so you can't really miss it. Make sure you have the correct manufacturer specified power steering fluid to put back in it before you remove any. Remove the cap, and now let's remove all the fluid from the reservoir. Personally, the way I like to do this, and this is the easiest way and the cleanest way, otherwise you're going to spill everywhere, is to get a vacuum pump or a fluid extractor pump and remove the fluid through where you would fill it. The other option is to disconnect the hose, but that usually makes a mess. I have my hose, and I'm going to stick it in here, and I'm going to start extracting all of the fluid. It's all going in a little reservoir here, so as it comes out, I will be recycling this properly. Okay, that seems to be all of it. You'll never get 100% of it, especially if you're not removing components. So I am happy with this. Let's add fresh fluid, and then I'll show you exactly how to bleed it. I have a funnel that will help me direct the fluid and fill it up with the proper fluid and the proper amount, of course. I'm going to fill it up to the full line. Okay, we're at the full mark. I don't want to go over, even though there's air in the system and it will go down. If it does bubble up, it can come up kind of like a little volcano here and get all over the place. That's what I'm trying to avoid. Having said that, I'm going to cap it off. That'll somewhat prevent this in case it does happen. Next, we're going to want to raise the front end of the vehicle evenly with a floor jack, or if you're on a lift, put it on a lift. But you want the wheels to spin off the ground, to turn left and right. That way, we can turn the steering wheel manually by hand and pump fluid through so that we can bleed all the air out before we run the pump with the engine. That is plenty of space right there. The wheels are off the ground. Always support the vehicle with jack stands, not just a floor jack. I'm going to leave this in here for safety. As you can see, in the middle is where I jacked it up, right on the front subframe, and the jack stands are placed on either side of the jack. Turn the steering wheel all the way to one side and then all the way to the other. This will allow the power steering rack to pump fluid through manually as opposed to the pump sucking it in and potentially sucking in a lot of air. That would aerate the fluid and also potentially ruin the pump. It would also be very loud. It's going to whine really loud if you turn on the engine and it sucks in air. Having said that, after doing this about 10 times, I'm going to go back out and check the reservoir. Back over to the reservoir, remove the cap, and adjust the level accordingly. I have mine adjusted perfectly to the full line. If needed, repeat this step once again. Manually turn the wheels left and right. If not, let's start the vehicle and do it with the engine on and the pump running. That is going to push extra fluid through the system and get all of the air out. Repeat the same procedure with the engine running now. Go left and right, cycle that fluid through. Now that we're done, let's lower the vehicle, raise it off the jack stands, remove the jack stands, and slowly let the car down. With the engine off, double check the level of the fluid, top it off again if necessary. If not, cap it off, clean up your mess, and job is done. Power steering fluid is bled.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.